I feel like this angle is like atrocious, but it's the best we're gonna have to do, okay? So deal with it. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Kayla. Today's video, we are gonna be doing my January TBR, and it is obviously a little late for that. It's well into the first week of January, but here we are. I'm here, I'm set up. Charlie's clacking around me because I'm sitting in front of the window and he doesn't understand why he can't look outside the window. So if you just hear heavy breaths, Charlie is trying to make his way to this window to look outside. But so I gotta always sit down for these videos and these TBR videos, and I have three things I want to talk about, and then the moment I sit down, I kind of remember every single thing that I have told other people that I will be reading with them, and then I have to scramble and kind of get those things together. So let's talk about my obligation reads for a second before I tell you about the ones that I'm gonna read on my own. But the first thing we have is Magic Tree House. If you don't already know, Martine over at Just Martine and we every month are reading some Magic Tree House books in order, and this month is going to be 19 through 22. We've been doing this for about half a year now, so that's where we are. So we're going to be reading Tigers at Twilight, Dingoes at Dinner Time, Civil War on Sunday, and Revolutionary War on Wednesday. So we've got some animals, we've got some wars. This is going to be a good month, right? So we have those. We always know that I have Magic Tree House, even if I ever forget to mention it. For the foreseeable future, we will be having Magic Tree House in this house. And yeah, so that one. And the next one I have is a book that is going to be started in January, and we are not going to be finished with it until February. And this big group I'm in, we are doing like little chunks, so we should be finished by the middle of February. And I'm really excited for this. I'm glad Ruby put this group together because I was going to read it on my own, and I'm nervous to read it on my own, so I'm glad I have to have other people to read it with me. And that is The Body Keeps the Score by Bezel van der Kolk, MD. So he's a doctor. So this is Body Keeps the Score, Mind, Brain, and Body in the Healing of Trauma. And this is a nonfiction book about kind of healing your trauma. So it says on the back, trauma is a fact of life. Veterans and their families deal with the painful aftermath of combat. 1 in 5 Americans have been molested. 1 in 4 grew up with alcoholics. 1 in 3 couples have engaged in physical violence. And basically just kind of, I guess, kind of how trauma like reshapes your body and your mind and everything. And at the end of February, when I'm done with this book, it is going to be highlighted, written in, tabbed. This will not look like the same book that you are seeing now. It's going to look absolutely destroyed because I know this is going to get me, and this is going to get me good. So Body Keeps the Score. So January for the Shelf This Book Club, it's hosted by Bailey, and every month we do it. She picks a new host to pick the book and help her out. And January is Amy over at A Star Reads. She picked the book, and she picked Finley Donovan is Killing It. And I do not remember who wrote that, but you'll see a picture somewhere. But Finley Donovan is Killing It is about this like author who's kind of telling in a coffee shop, telling her like friend or her publicist or whoever about a book that she wants to write, and it involves like a murder for hire kind of situation. And someone hears her say that and thinks that she is a hitman, so calls upon her to murder someone. Not really sure. Everybody's kind of been reading it recently. I think the 3rd book just came out, but we as a group are finally getting to the 1st book, and I'm very excited about that one. So Finley Donovan is Killing It. And then some other stuff that I'm working on is Love on the Brain by Allie Hazelwood. And this one, I'm not really sure too much about it, but we know Allie Hazelwood. She loves doing STEM, women in STEM, falling in love. And I have really enjoyed pretty much everything else that I've read of hers. So this is something that I'm very excited about. I've been pushing off this hold that I have for this book, and I think now is the time while I still have the ebook. I want to do Running Wild by K.A. Tucker. This is the 3rd book. This is the next installment in which I am at of the Wild series. So the first couple books we follow Kala, and I do not remember the guy's name at this point. But these are, and Kala moved to Alaska to kind of take care of her estranged father, and she meets this guy who lives next door, and they have a grand old time in the wilderness of Alaska. So Running Wild is going to finally be a new character. So we have, I do not remember her name, but she is like the vet of the area of Alaska, and I'm not sure who she falls in love with, but she's been kind of in and out of the other books, so it's her turn to have kind of a love story, and I'm very interested to see Kala and the other guy come back, and I'm interested to see what happens in this one. So that. And then the final long-awaited thing that I should have, honestly, at the progression which we wanted to go, should have gotten read in like August, but it is January, and here we are. And that is Hero of Ages by Brandon Sanderson. This is the third book in the Mistborn trilogy, and I cannot tell you what is in this one or Well of Ascension, but Mistborn is basically this gang of people who are like allomancers, and they like can control metal and stuff, and they kind of form a gang to do some governmental things, and it's very good. In the first book, there was like a little droplet of a romance, and it gave you like historical romance vibes, so that. And then the second book took me forever. This is the third book, and Bailey has already started it, but I obviously have yet to start it, so I'm going to be reading that one. We are in our Brandon Sanderson era, people. And after this, I do not remember what we were going to read to continue our Brandon Sanderson adventure, but yeah. And then a couple more things I want to talk about are kind of what's on my NetGalley radar. I'm like a month and a half behind on NetGalley. Usually I'm like really on top of it, but I just had so many books coming out in the fall on my NetGalley that it took me a while to get to them with everything else I was doing. So the three that kind of will usually get me back on track, or as close to back on track as I can be at the moment, is Baggage Claim. Do not remember who that's by. That's my fault. I didn't write it down thinking that I would remember. I'll throw it up here. You can look at it. This is going to be like a little cute romance based on the cover. You can tell that it is set in like a snowy environment. It's probably set at like a ski resort. That's all I got. So sorry. I'm the worst. The next one is one that I'm really anticipating. I didn't know it was going to be written, and then I saw it on NetGalley and was like, wow, absolutely love her. I need to read this. But this is kind of a memoir, little autobiography situation for Ketamine, and the book is called Life in Lashes. And if you are not familiar with Ketamine, she is, no spoilers, she was on RuPaul's Drag Race Down Under season 1, and I love her. She like runs like this drag bar burlesque type thing, and she's a drag queen, and I'm absolutely obsessed with her. So I'm really interested to read this because I want to see what it's like to be a drag queen in New Zealand, because Down Under is Australia and New Zealand, and I'm almost positive Ketamine is from New Zealand because Anita Wiglet is from New Zealand, and Anita Wiglet is her business partner. It's a whole thing. I'm very excited for that, and I'm very excited to look at the pictures because I do love Ketamine. So that one. And then the last kind of book that I wanted to talk about that's kind of on my radar right now for NetGalley is The Tutors in Love, and this is a nonfiction book about what I'm assuming is Henry VIII's wives. And if you don't already know this, I'm kind of obsessed with like the monarchy of like the UK in every time period, and I really enjoy the songs from the musical Six, which is about his 6 wives. I kind of already know a lot of information about that whole idea, but I'm really interested in this one to kind of read a nonfiction book about it. I'm nervous that it's going to be extremely dry, but I'm gonna keep going and reading it because I don't care if it's dry, I just really want to know. But those are all the books that I wanted to share with you guys that are going to get read, could possibly get read, might show up again somewhere in like a vlog or something. And then I do have 2 secret TBRs, and I'm not going to talk about specifically what's in them. It's just kind of a look ahead at what could be coming on this channel. But that is my friends' faves. You've probably seen going around with like people who I'm friends with on BookTube. We're reading each other's favorites, and I'm not sure how I'm going to do it yet because I had a secret idea on how I was going to do it, and we're going to try it for January and see what happens, and then maybe change it. So I have those books for my friends' favorites that you need to look out for, and then I also wanted to do a little Kindle Unlimited situation. I have some Kindle Unlimited books on my Kindle app, but if you have any specific ones that you're like, Kayla, I need you to read this and it's on Kindle Unlimited, please, please, please throw it down below and maybe I'll read that one for a vlog instead of the ones that I have. But that's everything. So Love on the Brain, Running Wild, Hero Ages, Baggage Claim, Life in Lashes, The Tutors in Love, all those Magic Tree Houses, The Body Keeps the Score. We got stuff going on. I really was like, oh, I don't have that many things I like want to read in January. And then I sit down and I make this list and it's long as heck. So this was very chaotic because I was trying to do it quickly so I could get it out to you guys, but it's here and that's what I'm going to be reading. And we all know that there's always extra things I add into my reading months, but that's all I got for you. So don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, do whatever you need to do to help out my channel, and leave a comment down below if there's anything that is from this list that you really love, you really hate, you want me to read, you want me to see me do, I don't know. Just have fun down there. But again, I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.